Funnily enough, there is a big wide world out there that has a lot to teach us, and you learn it the hard way when you're 20 years old leading 50 people around foreign places. Hello everybody, my name is Emily and welcome to my YouTube channel Tracking Ed. Hello, especially if you are new here. I would love it if you subscribe down below so you can keep up to date with my recent uploads. I make videos about adventure and finding purpose and life in general. Now, I've talked a bunch on my YouTube channel already. I'll link some videos down below about my experience working as a tour guide in Europe last year, and it was hands down the best experience of my life, and to say I learned a lot would be an understatement. And these are lessons that we all have to learn at some point, and I learned a lot of them when I was working overseas. I had many challenges, many amazing times, and it really was a roller coaster. So without further ado, I'm going to share with you 20 key big life lessons that I learned whilst tour guiding in Europe. Number one is nothing worth having comes easy. If you are working really hard and can't see the end of the tunnel, don't stop, because the reward will be worth it, I promise. I worked harder than I ever had before to pull off this gig, and I'm so glad I did, because I can walk out saying it was the best time of my life. I have lifelong friendships, I've learned incredible professional skills, and I wouldn't trade all that hard work for anything else. Number two, it is incredible how much information our brain can hold when you want it to. Because I was passionate, I somehow managed to put 200,000 worth of words into my brain to then spiel to passengers all about European history, culture, fun facts, food, and somehow I remembered and communicated it all, and I never thought that would be possible just looking at all that I had written. So the moral of the story is our brains are amazing. Number three is history has a lot to teach us, and we can learn from all the failures and all the successes from people that came before us. And there are some weird and wacky people that existed, as well as some devastating events, some amazing events, and I suggest that maybe you look into it a bit more. Number four is no matter what you're doing in life, there is always going to be hard and challenging moments. I was working my dream job, tour guiding people overseas, and there were moments where I still felt incredibly lonely, very homesick, and things weren't that great. So it doesn't matter what you're doing, there's always going to be some tough times. Number five, peer pressure is real at any age and in any circumstance. Trust me when I say no one really cares if you don't go to the party or you go home a little bit earlier from the club, because guess what? Everyone is too busy caring what other people think of them to actually care about you. Number six is working in a professional context often turns out to be just one big people-pleasing mission, and the sooner you realize it, the better you'll be at it. Number seven is walk and lead like you mean it. No one is going to follow you if you look lost, and it's okay to fake it to begin with. Confidence is a journey. You just got to adjust your body language, adjust how you speak, and just pretend like you know exactly where you're going. Number eight, to avoid looking lost, it is very important that you prepare. I like to follow the 5 P's, which is prior preparation prevents poor performance. I learned that in college, and it has really helped me. I've learned that you need to have plans A, B, C, and D, especially when you're dealing with big groups and want to make their experience as amazing as possible. So always make sure you plan, because your results depend on it. Number 9. This is the first lesson I learned when I was in Europe, that the cliche just be yourself is so true. On my first day of tour guiding, an old guide messaged me to say, I have some advice for you, just make sure that you be yourself. And I thought, that is the most cliche, typical advice I've ever heard. It's terrible. And you know what I realized over the year is that not everyone is going to like me. No matter what I do, how I act, what I say, not everyone will like me, and not everyone is going to like you, and that's just the truth. So ignore that and just be yourself. People will find you more attractive, more infectious, and you will just relax into what you're doing way easier if you just take a deep breath, forget about the haters, and just be yourself. Number 10 is just don't get involved with guys if they're talking to lots of other girls casually. I guarantee you someone is going to get hurt. I learned this the hard way. Just stay out of it. Number 11, make friends with people of all ages. Some of my favorite clients and passengers were people who were 20, 30, 40, 50 years older than me. We have a lot to learn from the older generations, and I had some of the best times overseas with people who were very different to me. Number 12, some people in life are just going to be extremely difficult to deal with, and there's not much that you can do about it. The thing I learned is to just smile and wave, treat them with respect anyway, and usually things end up okay in the end. Number 13, learn to be a tourist in your own life and appreciate the small things. Never let your normal become your normal. Because a few days ago, a few months ago, a few years ago, you wanted to be where you are right now. This was definitely true to me when I was having a bad day or a bad few minutes working overseas. I reminded myself that 16-year-old Emily wanted to achieve what I was doing at that exact moment, and it makes you have perspective on the situation and just enjoy every minute for what it is. Number 14, don't make promises you can't keep. In a professional context, always under-promise and over-deliver. And in a relationship personal context, it's always best to just be honest up front, tell someone if you can't be what they want you to be, and things are going to be much easier. Number 15 is all about minimalism. We don't actually need that much to be happy in life. I lived out of a backpack for 10 months and I was the happiest and most fulfilled that I have ever been. We don't need everything that all those companies are selling us. In fact, I learned the opposite, that we need very little to thrive and feel content. Number 16, our bodies actually crave healthy food and exercise. Who would have thought? After living off hot chips and tapas and paella and sangria and God knows what else for 10 months, I was craving healthy food and exercise to move my body to make it feel good. You need to follow your intuition on those things because we actually want to be good to ourselves, but then our mind stops us from doing so. So remember that our bodies crave healthy things. Number 17, I learned to not give energy to one person who doesn't actually love me or treat me with respect when there's 9 other people who do. Focus on those people that want the best for you, that will invest in your life, and you give that back to them as well in return. Number 18, you have 2 choices in life. You can either be the one skydiving and jumping out of that plane, or you can be on the ground watching that person jumping out of the plane. Always do the thing that scares you the most. Number 19, constructive criticism is a good and necessary thing to be better. Don't take it too personally. Don't take it to heart. Just take what they've said and add it to your life to achieve more and be a better human. Number 20, I learned that if you see a beautiful stranger, tell them that they're beautiful. Never hold back on a compliment and don't be afraid to say what you feel to somebody. Because at the end of the day, if there's one lesson that beats all the others, is that we all just want to love and be loved. So there you have it, 20 life lessons I learned tour guiding around Europe, and I've still got plenty more to learn. Comment down below what's the biggest life lesson you learned recently, and give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed me rambling on. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you learned a thing or two. Wherever you are in the world, have a great day. Go out there, learn something new, and I will see you next time on my channel.